Hey guys, this is Nika coming to you with another Infinity Kingdom video, and in this one we're gonna talk a little bit more about Endless Tower. Now that we've access to a lot more floor, every day you have 5 attempts. If you've been doing your attempt, you can see some players now are already at the floor 95, and this event is gonna end in a few days. So they're gonna be able to reach all the way to the top if they can beat these levels. Now, these level gets more and more difficult. It is meant to be that way. And as you can see in the ranking, there's not even 100 player. And there's actually only 8 player that has been able to clear all of the floor every day so far. Some of these are really strong wells, and they have not been able to clear all the way up yet. But there are tips that I'm going to give you in this video so that you can do a little bit better when it comes to Endless Tower. I'm going to show you this small account first. It's an account that I used to test, and I held back on purpose so that I can give you tips. And we're going to look at this one first, and then I'm going to go on my main account and give you more tips. Tips number 1 is a lot about the floor against physical damage. There is a floor here. When you look at the trait, it is going to be no physical damage at all, and you can only deal magical damage. So what happened is something like this here. It was this floor. I tried a few times just so you can see. There's no damage, right? You can see here, Alex did no damage. My Cleo is not super strong. She did a little bit of damage, but Alex did 0 damage. Now, if you look at this battle, I had damage kill on Alex. So you are in a situation where you cannot deal physical damage, so you must remove the Immortal, or at least the skill. If you don't have anybody else, you only have your Alex and your YSS that can frontline, it's fine. You can still use Alex, but you must remove the damage skill. Because if you keep the damage skill, you're losing 3 slots that you can use for other skills. And you're gonna see the difference when you actually just change some skills. I didn't buy any skills. These skills were already unlocked. We're going to talk about a few skills afterwards that can help you if you are very heavy on physical damage. But look at this here. I was able to complete it by just changing skills. As you can see, it's the same team. First of all, the reason why I didn't use Zenobia instead of Quinn is because on the other side, there is a Zenobia. I want to kill out the healing from Zenobia more than doing healing for myself. I want to make sure that the sustain on the other team is as low as possible instead of having sustain on my team. Then I switch off the Alex skill. Look at this. I put 2 damage skill that will help do damage on Alex on the magical side. This one here will deal a little bit of damage even if it's not on a mage or a support. If it's an attack, the mage, the power magical attack is way lower than compared to physical attack. There is at least going to be some damage. Here I use this one. I already have Quinn. I don't really need it for the healing cut, but still it's going to give me a little bit of damage. And more importantly, I don't have any damage skill when it comes to physical damage on my Alex. And just like that, I passed the floor pretty easily. If you look at the damage, Alex didn't do that much damage, but Alex was able to survive the other Alex. He healed with energy shield for a whole lot. He actually healed almost as much as Vitality's touch. So he healed a lot. He was useful even if he did 0 damage on the physical side. So these are some tips that you're able to do to make sure you pass. When it comes to the physical skill damage, that can help you if you're in Alex, as per example. There is this one here. Eventually Thunder can help you deal some amount of magical damage. There's also the one that I showed, which is this one here, Dead Breath. You can also put some of the Nova. I don't really recommend the Nova that much. I don't think they deal that much damage. But you have to look at all of the skills that are not specific, that deals both physical and magical damage, can be held on your Alex for a little bit more damage, like Chaos Storm. Poison Turn is also not limited to any position. You can even look at some of the other ones that are not going to be position limited. So you can use these on your Alex. But what I really recommend is you use defensive skills that would protect your team, and you try to put one mage, even though they're not super strong, with some more skills. Example here, my Cleo is not super strong, but she still can carry me some of the floor. Now, when you continue up the floors, you need to always be careful when it comes to the traits. Now, because I switched my Alex, I might need to switch back, right? So I'm going to put damage skill back on him. Right? And then you can continue. So let's go on to my main. I want to show you two other things that is going to be very, very important, especially when it comes to the harder floor. Because one thing that people need to understand is when it comes to Endless Tower, it's not just about what you're fighting and how amazing and stack up the team is. When you see a Tengu, a Apollo, a Fufei, and also a YSS, you might think, and you can also see a maxed out almost Holy Dragon, that you have no chance, right? Don't get me wrong, these are very difficult. I am stuck at 84. I have not been able to go up above that, but there are tricks. And it's not all about how stack up the team is. It's even more than that. Because when you look at some of the report, okay, these Immortal, for sure, their stats are higher than what you would have as stats for your own team. So example, the Apollo here is only level 59. I'm 100% sure that the stats that he has is higher than the Apollo that some of the maxed out player has. It's just how it is. The Immortal here are probably stack up so that the floor are harder to do. There are ways around it, and this is one of the ways I was able to pass 83 using this method. And it's coming down to Flavius. Flavius is extremely good in Endless Tower. And there's another dude that is really good in Endless Tower. Not as good, in my opinion, but he is useful, and it's going to be Archer. I wouldn't max the specialization on Archer, but when it comes to Flavius, you cannot max it anyway. So as soon as it's fully stored, your Flavius is already maxed out, and you can use him. And here it is. Now, I didn't pass that floor. I don't have the damage, but look at this. I have a Fufei, Tio, I have a Tina. I even put my Wind Dragon for more healing. And I have Flavius. Look at the damage that I dealt. 0, 0, 0, 0. Well, 3,000. And 0 from a dragon. And yet I kill a double tank. Right? Look at the damage taken. It's all from the healing coming from Fufei, the Holy Dragon, Tengu a little bit. And Flavius did all the work in this march. I was able to clear 83 using Flavius, and I had a little bit more damage. I had my Himiko on the back line, and with this, I was able to clear them. Now, I'm not able to clear this floor because Apollo is just too strong against my main, which is a Himiko. I can show you, even if I put Himiko, it's not going to matter much. My Himiko is not doing damage to the back line. Now, I don't need a Fighting Master because they don't have any stuns. See here, it's not doing anything. And even worse, because my team is surviving less, so Flavius has less time to deal damage to the tank by the healing that Fufei was doing. When you look at the damage from my Fufei, my Himiko is just too low. Now, Flavius, Archer, or two Immortals that I think you must use in this game mode when you're stuck and the healing on the enemy side is too much, or the nuke on the enemy side is too much. The reason I cannot use Archer on this floor is this here is the floor is immune to physical damage. and their only damage is going to be physical with Apollo. So when I return the damage on my Archer, it's not going to do anything. So I need to use only Flavius to try and clear this floor, and I don't have the damage to go along with my Flavius. But as you saw, Flavius is still able to do a whole lot of damage in this game mode. So don't sleep on him. I'm telling you, if you have a Flavius maxed out when it comes to the star, you need to use him. I wouldn't start up from beginning if you're short on gems, but it is still I would say a very good investment, because when you look at it, this event is going to come back for sure. And there's a lot of Chaos Shards and Olean Shadow Shards to be gained if you're able to reach a few more floor every time. And the way it's done, some of the traits really are going to bother you. But if you clear that floor, example, if I clear floor 84, I might be able to do 85, 86, 87, up to a 90 even. Some floors are way more difficult for some accounts, for some player. It's all depend on what you're using. I hope this gives you a little bit of clarity when it comes to lower floor physical damage problem, and also when it comes to the sustain of the enemy later on and the low damage that you're able to deal to the team. If you have any question, any concern, let me know in the YouTube comment or the Discord channel, guys. Bye bye, have a good day.